We ready?
All right, we're live. Hey, everybody. Good to see everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Ready for the fall weather. We have Lauren, Karsten here. Say hello.
Hi.
Myself, Paul, and we have Greg. You gonna say hello?
Hello.
Okay. All right. So this is Lauren's first time at this office. First time seeing a live. You've never even seen a live stream before.
I haven't.
So we're going in blind here.
Yep.
So let's start with you telling us how long you've been in real estate.
It will be coming up on 7 years.
Okay. And how many brokerages have you been at?
2.
Keller Williams and then Five Star?
Yep, here.
All right. So you were just told us you were on a team. We had not known that you were on a team. Tell us how you went from a team to solo and then ended up here at Five Star. Like, just give us the
It's actually
play-by-play.
an interesting story.
Okay.
So I was on a team for a little less than a year, and then I entered into like a commercial project downtown where they needed to assemble a bunch of houses to build an apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
I was like brand new, kind of had no idea what I was doing, but got thrown into that. So assembled, it was like 16 or 17 properties in order for them to be able to knock those down and build the apartment complex.
So when you say assembled, you mean like literally line up 16 properties side by side by side by side by
none
side.
of them
so
were
they could
for
knock a whole
sale.
block down.
Yeah, none of them were for sale. So it was 2 blocks of properties, and none of them were listed for sale. So I would knock on doors, and then talked all those sellers into selling.
Wow.
And then that ended up being like a 2-year project, like start to finish. But it set me up to be able to go on my own.
That's incredible.
Which it was pretty crazy.
Have you ever done that before?
I've done
Convince 16 people to sell?
No, but I have.
That's incredible.
I have had companies ask me to help buy a couple
Assemble,
properties
yeah.
around their business.
And you were brand new in
I
this.
was pretty much
how did you
brand
make
new,
the
like
connection?
a year into it. Through a business owner that I used to work for when I was back in college.
And this business owner was just like, "Hey, we know you, we
It was-
trust you. You don't have any experience."
Yeah, it wasn't actually him. It was like a friend of his.
Okay, but I'm just curious, like, why would they have trusted you?
I'm very trustworthy.
Okay, they like you, right? Like, I think the only reason I go there is because so many times you hear the conversation that like the resume is so important and your history is so important.
Sure.
But in this scenario,
I think it's who you know. That's what's important.
and so they approached you. You had really no experience ever doing this before.
Yeah.
And you assembled 16 properties and you did it.
Yes.
It's really
It was
impressive.
tough.
2 years.
There was definitely things I would have done differently.
Did you ever get to the point where you just felt like tossing your hands up and you're like, this is
Yes.
never going to work?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you push through that?
Well, I had already put a ton of work into it.
Yeah.
So by the point where I was getting frustrated, I just decided you needed to see it to the end.
Yeah. I mean, you had but you also had enough belief that like you could get this thing done.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, congratulations. That's incredible. And so then you made enough commission there where you were like, I'm going solo.
Yeah. And the apartment complex is there now. It's right on Michigan.
Is that the one that has the 7 monks in the lobby in the lower level of it?
No.
Which building is it?
It's the Bricks at Midtown. Like
The
there.
bricks. Yeah.
That's
So on the north side of Michigan.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that's where the complex
Kind of
is.
backs up to the highway a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So any more opportunities in that field?
Probably not. I think that was like a one-time thing,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So today, you look at the business. Do you see it changing right now?
In certain price points, I do. It seems to be like softening maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Not as much of like the craze with the 15 offers and the prices getting driven all the way up. But I also think that comes with the time of year.
There's a seasonality
Yeah,
issue.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. I will say I do have some buyers that maybe are a little bit wary because they think that something drastic is going to happen, so they're not necessarily pushing forward like they would have.
So
like
that,
a couple
that
years
news
ago.
is the news is breaking through. Of, are we going to have a recession?
Yeah.
And that will cause a few people to pull back.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that with at least like 2 to 3 clients this year so far.
How have you in your 7 years? Are you a user of social media in your business?
Yeah, that's where I get like a majority of clients.
And so
Social media.
what's the strategy that you've employed in this social media? What is it that you're trying to do? What have you figured out?
I think for me, it's just a great way to connect with people, but I don't try to shove real estate in their face 24/7.
All right.
So, like friending past clients, or just obviously anybody that I do know that may be in the market, I'm not like every day, hey, I'm a realtor, come buy a house or sell a house with me.
Yeah.
It's more like showing them that you actually care about connecting with them outside of real estate.
Okay.
So I'll try to friend past clients, and then if they have something exciting happen in their life,
Right.
like they had a baby or
Yeah.
anything like that, I'm always engaging via social media.
So do you use primarily Facebook then, or do you use other sources?
I would say Facebook would be the main source that I get a lot of clients from. I'm friends with like people from high school and college
Yeah.
and things like that on there. But I also do a little on Instagram, probably not as much as I should. But
Okay.
yeah, primarily Facebook.
How about I don't know if you're aware of this. I think you probably are, but you do the realtor for rescues
Yep.
thing. How, for those who don't know what that is,
Yeah.
can you explain what that is?
So, back when I rescued my dog, I wanted to come up with something where I could integrate it within my business as well, like my love and passion for rescue animals, dogs in particular. And I always was like wanting to do more. I obviously volunteer and I donate, but I wanted to like take it a step further, so to try and build awareness and get people involved. And so I actually got the idea from an agent in Florida who was doing something similar, and I was like, wow, that's great. That's exactly what I want to do. So now with every sale, a portion of the commission gets donated back to local rescue groups. So
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does that, like, I don't want to take away from just the goodness that it's doing, but
Yeah.
like, do you find that people are aware of this? Are your clients aware of what you're doing? Do they talk about it with you? What's that
Yeah,
like?
definitely. Maybe not at first. People are kind of like, wait, why is she posting dogs when she sells houses? I'm confused.
Yeah.
But now I think it's gotten to the point where, yeah, people are definitely aware, and like my clients are great about telling other people about it too. And I have definitely gained clients off of just that portion of my business, which is great. I would do it regardless, but I mean, of course, it's a nice bonus too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what we've always seen and what we've heard is that, you know, participate in what you love.
Yeah, exactly.
And join organizations, groups, whatever. But don't do it in that with the idea that this is about just gaining business.
Exactly.
Right? If you do that, it's kind of like you got commission breath.
For sure.
They see it, they smell it.
Yep.
And so the people that have chosen, it could be being part of a biking group that goes out every weekend and bikes. It could be the dog thing. It could be, there's thousands of these. I mean, I wonder how many
Book club.
organizations are there
Yeah.
that you could be a part of?
Right.
Is there anything that you could become passionate about?
That's the thing. I think it's important to find what you're passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, it's not going to work. And
Nope.
people are going to see right through that.
Right.
So for me, like my initial thought of starting this was, great, I can make a donation, that makes a difference, and then I can also get the word out about
Yeah.
rescuing dogs, that makes a difference. Specific dogs through organizations that I work with to like my sphere and past
Yeah.
clients, that makes a difference. So it's like the main goal of doing it is to make a difference.
Right.
Will I see some clients out of that? Maybe,
Yeah.
and that's great. But the main goal from the start was to make a difference in something that I'm passionate about, and I think that's the most important thing.
So do you have, when you look at this, so this is one aspect of your life. And obviously we all have multiple pieces to all of us. So when you think about where are you, how do you maintain your visibility do you have different like Facebooks that go into different organizations or different groups, like past high school friends, college friends?
Like, do I have them separated?
Yeah,
you
do you
mean,
have,
or
are they all in one spot?
they're all in one spot, I would say. Maybe it would be a good idea to separate.
But you have them
but-
just in your friends group on Facebook.
Yeah, Yep.
What about like, I always have had a question about like, so you kind of said like you stay involved in your client's life and you stay involved. I think one of the things I'm curious about is how we all follow random people on Facebook.
For
right?
sure.
Like you have like you're kind of like, why am I following this
like
random
who is
person?
that person?
Why do I
Yeah.
keep seeing this person's posts about their weekend?
Yeah.
I don't know this person. I mean, we're friends on Facebook, but I don't really know this person. So
Right.
do you ever clean that up and like pick who you're going to follow? Do you go through to like make sure you're following all of your past clients so you can stay
I
connected?
don't, but I think, well, I guess I 100% don't know how Facebook algorithms
So you
work,
just have who you have.
But I try to make it a point of interacting if I have a past client or someone that's a great referral in my sphere to interact with them continuously.
Yeah.
So I think that automatically makes them pop
Yeah,
up.
the more you interact with them, the
Could
more
be wrong,
the
but
more
I'm
they
pretty
kind of
sure.
work them into your
Yeah.
algorithm.
Yeah.
I was just curious because like sometimes I'm like,
Like if you're
why
missing
wouldn't we
other
just go?
things.
Yeah, why wouldn't we have? Maybe there's people you're missing.
Right.
And so I kind of wonder like maybe we should go in and like curate that follow group.
Yeah.
That's just an idea.
Yeah. Not a bad idea, for sure.
So I was just thinking, when you are developing relationships with people in real estate and trying to win them over to use you, what do you think? What is it that they're looking for from us? What do they value the most about realtors? Do you think, or yourself maybe?
Well, for me, I think the biggest thing is communication. I mean, we're all doing the same job. So what are you going to be doing differently that's going to make the experience enjoyable? Because it is an experience. It's not just a transaction. It's an experience.
Absolutely.
So I always want to be readily available for my clients. Not only that, but also make it a fun experience, and not that I'm like pressuring them to purchase a specific house or making them do what I want them to do. It's more of like I'm consulting them and I'm giving them my expertise and my knowledge, but I'm allowing them to move through the experience with me and come to a decision that they're happy with. So I think people appreciate that about me, and I hope they do anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you stay? I mean, to be able to really provide a great experience for people, obviously, the more we know, the more of an experience we can provide. So, do you do anything to increase your knowledge? What do you do to increase your knowledge as a real estate person? Are you a heavy reader? Do you
Not.
Okay.
To be completely honest, no.
Have you gone to any real estate type seminars or coaches? You ever had a coach?
I have not ever had a coach. For me, it's more like learning as I go on the job and gaining the experience and knowledge that way.
Okay.
I do go to the classes that you put on, so those are helpful.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's taking advantage of people that you work with too, and taking the knowledge from them, because I think hands-on and real life experience is always been a way that I've liked to learn.
I'm jumping around here.
You're fine.
I apologize, but
Yeah, it's okay.
So at 5 Star now, we have gone down this road of it's very mobile, very virtual. Everybody's all over the place.
Yep.
How has that been for you? Is that a good thing for you? Does it separate you more than you want to be separated from the real estate community?
I think it's a good thing for me. It's definitely like the style of how I work.
Okay.
I will say, like at Keller Williams, when I was there before, it was more like if you're not up with everyone else cold calling between 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be successful, or you're not doing it right. And I just didn't like that mindset. So I think, the virtual and the way that we have things set up at 5 Star works for me. I probably could get better about meeting with other agents like on a more regular basis, just so you're not like secluding yourself so much, because it can get that way,
Right.
Especially if you're working at home. And
There are groups inside of 5 Star that do meet. And just on their own, there's 5-6 people that get together.
Right.
They do it on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, and it's not company generated whatsoever. It's just because they want that interaction.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because it definitely can get lonely, especially in the winter months where you're maybe slow and you don't have an office that you're going to every day. And so
You got a new one you can come to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
You're welcome
I
to
already know I'm
warm
going to
coffee.
be. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely can be a little bit of a lonely business if you make it that way.
Yeah.
So
But that's a choice. You can, because you
Yeah.
can get out. You could go to any of the offices that you want, hang
Right.
out for the day, work from the office, drink the coffee,
yep,
and no charge.
yeah, and it's all what you make it, like everything. But I think that's definitely important, especially if you're a newer agent, because you're going to learn from being around agents that
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, training. So, every company thinks they've got the end
best
all for training,
training.
right? And so, and we've looked at it over the years, and we've got people inside of 5-star that have been very, very successful when right off the get-go.
Yep.
And we've got other people that haven't been. And we've always taken the approach that we can't do it for you. I mean, I know that some brokers will say, I can make you this and I can do this for
We
you.
have the right technology platform.
and
Yeah.
Got the right
technology.
blah, blah, blah.
And in
Yeah.
the end, you get a year or two in and you go, well, I guess I'm kind of doing this on my own here. I'm calling these people, I'm meeting with these people. My broker doesn't show up for the offer presentation. My broker doesn't show up for the listing presentation.
Right.
It's really incumbent upon people to be self-starters. And so, did you know that about yourself? That's who you were?
Yeah, I would consider myself more of a self-starter, but I will say that it was helpful for me to be on a team at the very beginning.
Yep.
To learn not only just like day to day, like contract law and all
Yeah.
of that good stuff, but also just more of what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. So I think being on a team was helpful for me, and I think it would be helpful for a lot of newer agents, but
Yep.
it does definitely depend on your situation, your
Yeah.
sphere, how
Yeah.
you work it,
Yeah.
what you're going to be doing
Yeah.
day to day. So
Yeah, it's an amazing thing, isn't it? Where someone just jumps into the business and does 50, 60
Yeah.
days their first year.
and it happens.
And it just happens.
Yeah.
It's like, what just took place there?
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, a lot of it comes down to, I think, the mindset of, I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to jump right in. I'm not
Well-
going to dip a toe in, or I'm not going to test the waters a bit. I'm
Right.
just going to jump right in. And-
Right.
I think when it happens, it's because there's just like a lot of things that are lined up. Like,
Yeah.
They're nice. They're well liked. They have a big sphere.
They have a sphere that's actually moving right now.
That
And-
makes a huge,
Yeah.
huge difference.
And they get the word of mouth going very quickly.
Right. Yeah.
But I've also thought that some of the people who have jumped in when they're first starting that had just an extreme amount of success, they were somehow able to get their sphere. They were likable enough where their sphere was like, yeah, we're gonna get behind you and we're gonna
For
be like a
sure.
giant megaphone for you.
Right.
And I think that that's one of the biggest fears that people have.
Is that might not happen for them.
Or if they ask their sphere or rely on their sphere, like, hey, I need your help, that we're going to come across as greedy or commission breath
Right.
or whatever, desperate. And I think that so many times we underestimate how much people actually want to help you.
Definitely.
I think people do want to see you win.
And all the stats, we talk about this regularly, but it's like 75% every year of sales are people working with somebody they know,
Yeah.
or somebody that they were referred by someone that they know. And so you look at it and you go, there's all this effort and energy that goes into, and there has been over the big buzz has been online leads, right? The Zillows and whatnot. And so here we are today. Where are you on this concept of online leads? Have you ever bought leads?
I have not personally. We did do the Zillow leads when I was on a team. I did not enjoy it. It felt like I had to be next to my phone 24/7, which I already am, but even more so.
Yeah.
And the majority were not good leads anyways.
Were they kind of like, what are you doing calling me?
Not only that, but also you're like the third or fourth person that's called, and now I'm sick of my phone ringing.
Yeah.
So I was not a fan
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Well, it obviously works because they've been fairly successful.
Right.
And I know that some agents must be doing very well with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's others that have just paid the money out and never really got anything in
Mm-hmm.
return. We've always wondered, as a company, if we should be out buying leads and handing them out, because when Paul and I travel, we meet with some other brokers around the country, and they're all talking about buying leads for their agents.
But what they do is they set up e-teams. They call them e-teams, like digital electronic lead teams.
Mm-hmm.
And what you find is that they essentially, the broker becomes a team leader, right? They're
Okay.
running a team now.
Yeah.
They have agents who are saying, yeah, I want to be on your lead team. And so that broker now becomes a team leader. They still take 50%. The broker keeps 50% of the commission, just like a team would.
Right.
Or many teams would. And so at the end of the day, we kind of sit there and go, I don't think we want to really do that. I think we're trying to run a brokerage that can allow people to build their own businesses. Do I really want to become a team leader within 5-star?
Right.
I don't think I've ever, that doesn't seem desirable to me.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, we've tried, we have not, from my experience over the last 40 years in real estate, it was my job to build my business. It wasn't my broker's job to build my business.
Right.
And I think that the people that seem to grasp that earlier on and figured out that no one's going to do this for me, my broker's not going to make phone calls for me in the morning, and if there's a really solid deal, it's probably not going to come to me. It's it's either the broker's going to take it for themselves or they're going to give it to one of the faves. And so it's like it's really up to you to go create this business. And so that's what we did here at 5-Star. We said, we're going to try to lower the cost down by not having all this extraneous stuff going on, so that you can keep more of what you're earning and you can decide where you're going to allocate those extra dollars.
Right.
And to us, that makes sense. And evidently, you must buy into that as a business person.
Yes, I agree.
So let me refocus back to you. We were just talking before we started going live here. You were like,
Yes.
yeah, like the past 2 weeks or something like that. I was kind of like, I don't got anything going on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you had stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like you had a really busy week just all of a sudden start. So I'm just curious, like, what do you do when you find yourself going, okay, I just kind of closed my last transaction and I've got no other pendings right now. What do you do?
Right. I mean, I try and connect back with my past clients and my sphere, see if anybody has anyone hanging out there. But I will admit, I have not been the best about consistently reaching out and staying in contact, like with a purpose. It's just kind of random. Oh, I saw a post on Facebook. Oh, I'm going to shoot them a text. Oh, I just drove by their house. Oh, I'm going to give them a call and see how they're doing. It was more of a random thing.
Yeah.
Which I know is not the best. So since I met with Mary, then I've put some more
Shout out to Mary.
put some more like consistent plans into place where I'll be staying more top of mind in front of my clients.
Cool.
On a regular basis.
Do you use automation in that, or is it just
The only one that's going to be automated is just a monthly email
All right.
that I'll still
You'll
change.
tweak it to make it personal.
Yes, but that's like the only thing that's going to be automated.
So I was just at the Ninja class is going on right now. This is the third day out of 4, and I stopped by there yesterday just to see what was happening, and I overheard the concept they were talking about, which was, how many times do you have to contact a consumer, a past client, whatever? What's the exact number for the perfect? I mean, like, what's too much? What's too little? And the number that in their studies they come up with is 2.5 contacts per month.
Yeah, that's probably more than what I would be doing. Another thing that I struggle with too is a majority of my clients I would consider pretty good friends. So I already feel like I do connect with them because they're my friends. So I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
This is what they call live flow.
Like-
That's the ninja word, is live flow.
okay.
So I just saw
Where like
yesterday-
you're like always around them.
Yeah,
so you don't need to
because
send
they're
them
my
that.
friends.
You
Yeah.
don't need to send them that
There's-
email
right.
because you're already talking to them.
Right, and that's kind of how I felt. But now I'm like, well, if I'm going to send it to one person,
Might as
I
well.
might as well. Everyone's going to get
Blast
it.
them.
So but that was kind of always my mindset because the majority of the people that I've worked with in the past have all been relatively good or close friends.
Yep.
So, which is great. I have a lot
Yeah.
of friends, but
Yeah.
then they're maybe like falling to the wayside as far as me getting in touch with them. And then the people that aren't necessarily close friends, they were missing out on me getting in touch with them because I wasn't doing much.
So one of the hard things for me was always, I can go buy something off the shelf to mail out to my clients, whether it was a magazine or a newsletter, whatever. And the hard part was, does this reflect who I am? Or is my friend going to get this and go,
What's this?
what is this?
that
This
was
is-
always a concern of mine
So
too.
how
Yeah.
have you dealt with that? I mean, are you creating your own stuff then that you send out, or are you using a?
For the monthly email, it is like an automated, but I'm just going to change some of the things in it to make it a little bit more personal. I don't know necessarily how much people are going to read in depth from a monthly email. I know our emails all get flooded with junk every day, so but at least my name's coming across their
Yeah.
email every month, and
Right.
so they'll maybe take a look at it, maybe they won't. But I'm trying to do things like home anniversaries, which I was not doing in the past,
Yeah.
so that's obviously a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
And then tying into the Realtor for Rescues thing is like I haven't really decided how many, but as of right now, probably every other month or every quarter, sending out either a handwritten note, a postcard. I just did magnets for their fridge that features a dog that's up for adoption
Yep.
and just has like a little bit of a blurb about that dog, and then just reiterates that like every sale I do, a portion of that commission gets donated back to help dogs in need. And so then that way it's not like real estate in their face every single time. It's more of like, oh cool, Lauren's out doing her thing, she's still selling real estate, she's still doing what she has a passion for. This is great, I'm gonna hang it on my fridge. So
That's cool.
that's just one other thing that I've just recently
So-
put into place.
I think we're getting close, Paul. 126. Do you think at all about retirement?
All the time. No.
Do you? I mean, have you ever? Do you?
As far as like what my plans would be for retirement,
have you bought a rental property?
I currently own 2
you
rental
have
properties.
thought about that's retirement thinking.
Yes, yes. I would prefer to eventually be able to get out of here in the winter because I hate winter.
Yeah.
It's good motivation.
Yeah, so I have 2 rental properties currently.
Do you know Amy Miller? If you don't know Amy, you should talk to Amy. She leaves every winter.
Okay. Yeah,
She does it every single year. She's done it for many years.
Yeah, I
so.
should
also
probably
skydives.
chat with her.
She also skydives.
Oh, okay, yes.
But she's a new agent here. So anyways,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I have 2 rental properties. I'm always looking for more, but of course that market's a little bit tough. That would be an end goal for me, to
Continue.
obtain more of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's what's years ago. It used to be that a lot of people that had so-called jobs in like a corporation or something, they always had like a pension. Well, today they don't always have a pension.
Right.
And so, in real estate agents, at least the ones that I've watched that appear to be able to retire and retire well, they almost always own real estate. And so it's just one of those things that I'm always curious with a young person, how much have you thought about that?
Every day I think about it.
And it's like,
there you go.
what? And you can, not everybody has a great experience.
Right.
I've had some rough ones.
And,
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, for sure.
No.
But we work in a business that we know real estate, so why would you not put that to good use?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I look
it's
at
a
it.
fantastic.
So-
Rentals are a fantastic way to retire. No doubts about it. I mean, pretty much every realtor that you see retired today has rental properties, and
Definitely.
that's part of the plan.
The trick is finding them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in the
You have to be ready.
In the market we've been in,
Yeah.
would
really
would you buy one right now yourself?
I would. I'm actually going to look at one right after this.
All right.
Oh, we're just hitting this out of the
She
park.
is saying
Yeah.
all the time.
No, I would, but it's just difficult to find anything that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it takes work, right?
Yeah.
It's work.
Yeah, and people are paying, in my opinion, prices that don't make sense for the cash flow that you're going to be making.
Yeah.
And I'm just not willing to do that. So,
So more
yeah, it's the
digging.
trick is just finding one that makes sense.
Yeah. So, well, great. I think we've
Yeah.
hit that. Is there any
Goes by pretty quick, right?
last?
Yeah, it was fast.
No, I'm just pumped that you were here and you shared some really good nuggets with us today.
Me too.
So I'm
Fun.
very
So
thankful
thanks,
you
Lauren.
shared
You're
what you shared with
welcome.
us. So, all right, Lauren, Karsten,
Cool.
everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again soon.
All right.
All right.